On this Black History Month, we're highlighting foundational Black Americans whose ingenuity, innovations, and labor play a critical role in American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles, who invented automatic elevator doors in 1887, and Garrett Morgan, who invented the three-light traffic signal in 1923. And our next guest is working to ensure that foundational Black Americans' contributions are known.
Before the modern day toilet, the can, the pot, the throne, the john, whatever you call it, going to the bathroom used to be messy, uncomfortable, it smelled bad, and it could also spread disease. All that began to change because the foundational Black American invented the modern indoor toilet, and his name was Thomas Elkin.
Yeah, thank goodness for Thomas Elkin. And that is just one of many videos made by author and creator of Foundational Black American Legacy, Teresa Allman. She joins me now. Teresa, hey, thank you so much for your time. But I was curious, what inspired you to make videos spotlighting foundational Black Americans?
Alex, this goes back a few years ago when I was in kindergarten, and it was my first Columbus Day in school, and I was very excited. I sat there and I was allowed to share something, and what I told the class was that my father said that Columbus did not discover America because people were already here. And I don't remember what happened. That was quite a while ago, but I do remember feeling that his story may not be accurate or truthful. And from that day on, studying about what happened in America was just not sitting well with me. So it was my desire to change that feeling and teach about the inventors, foundational Black American inventors, because that's something people can resonate with. There are inventions all around us that were improved and created by foundational Black Americans.
Yeah, certainly. Well, in your history, or in this history and in this research process, what's been one of the inventions that's stuck out to you the most?
I like to think about Miriam Croak. It is because of her ingenuity that you and I are able to use Zoom technology to put voice over internet protocol. She's still alive, and Skype and FaceTime. When we're able to pay and transfer money over our cell phones, it's because of her. And wow. I didn't know that until I looked into it. So, that's very powerful. We take that for granted nowadays.
100%, and you just taught me something too. I've got a research project after this segment. But listen, Teresa, because I think this work is really important. So how can we learn more about other foundational Black Americans?
Well, one thing you can do is buy my book, but then there are other things you can do, such as just research. There are books available in the library. Fortunately, there's the internet. You can always look up people and look up things and just look into who invented this. And people are surprised because what I enjoy about my publishing company is that people are doing their own research. And that's what I want to see, is people actually researching and learning for themselves.
Well, and it feels like, so much of this just kind of boils down to curiosity, just like you had in kindergarten there, Teresa Allman. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm now for our vibe check. A look at what's buzzing in entertainment and pop.
Teresa. Shout out to Sister Teresa. We got some more from her. Yeah, but shout out to her. She putting the FBA out there. I like her videos and whatnot. Matter of fact, here go a couple more, because she be speaking the truth. So here we go. This all fair use for ABC, I'm sure Sister Teresa don't mind. But yeah, fair use.
And our dances don't come from Africa. Show me the Africans that do what we do. Y'all continue to put Africa on our back when we can't go to Africa and find the shit that we do.
I posted a video about how Black people should stop calling themselves African American, and the comments went crazy. But the one thing I kept saying over and over, was people saying, but everything comes from Africa. Let's actually talk about that, because that all sounds real kumbaya on the surface. But the second you follow it all the way through, it falls apart. So no matter what side you're on, stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you will blow your mind. Let's use a little uncommon common sense. If everything comes from Africa, then even white people are African, right? I mean, if we're tracing all of humanity back to the continent of Africa, then every single person on this earth could be called African. Your white neighbor, African. The current president of France, African. The people who now live in Rome, African. The people who built the pyramids, they were actually African. But you see the problem? Nobody's walking around calling white Europeans Africans just because early humans migrated out of Africa 100,000 years ago. So why does that argument only show up when we, foundational Black Americans, say that we belong here in America instead of over in Africa? Let me be fair. Maybe people don't mean it literally for everybody. Maybe they just mean Black people came from Africa, so that's their real home. Let's follow that logic all the way. So a person is born in Nairobi, grew up in Nairobi, their parents are from Nairobi, the whole family built a life there, they speak Swahili, and now they moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Are they American now? Do they get to claim America? Or does their identity have to be earned through generations of history, culture, community, and contribution? You see, identity is not about where humanity started. It's about genetics and lineage. It's about where your people went and what they built when they got there. Europeans ended up in Europe and adapted there. And after thousands of years, we call them Europeans, not African. Even though, by your logic, their ancestors came from Africa too. Some Africans stayed on the continent. They built civilizations there, empires, cultures, and kingdoms, and we called them Africans. That makes sense. Others left and populated the world. Now, foundational Black Americans, even after everything we've endured, stayed here in America. We built here, invented here, cleared the lands for national parks. We fought in every war for this country and created art, music, food, style, and language that have become the backbone of what America is today. For even more evidence, America as a country is 250 years old, and chattel slavery went on for 246 years in this country. And if slavery was abolished in 1865, that's at least an extra 160 years that indigenous Black Americans were here building this country before it was even called America. So what do we call people who came to a place and built it from the ground up? We usually put an N at the end of the country name. Africa, African. America, American. We are Americans, foundational Black Americans. Because people in my comments are telling us we're not American. Meanwhile, there are white people right now in South Africa, born and raised there, 1 or 2 generations from a family that permanently relocated there, and they call themselves Africans. Nobody argues with them. Nobody shows up in their comments with a history lesson about migration. Nobody says, but your great-grandparents came from Amsterdam. They're just African, because that's where their parents settled and built their home. Why does that logic work for them, but not for us? Why can white South Africans claim Africa through 1 or 2 generations of building there, but we, foundational Black Americans, can't claim America after the generations of literal lineage, blood, sweat, and sacrifice we put into the soil? Because his story is not necessarily accurate. Most foundational Black Americans were indigenous free men before chattel slavery, and others became freed men after slavery ended. That's part of what makes us foundational Black Americans, not African.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her. Hey, y'all, if y'all enjoy this, man, hit the like button, share it, and leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
We're not having it no more. So if you want our vote, you got to come with our paper. We're not scared of Trump. We're not scared of anybody. Biden is a racist. Trump is a racist. Kamala is a racist. And if you don't have our money, you don't get